Okay, let's go meet Butters. So I was watching a video on YouTube, right? And I always find it funny when the lengths people go to defend certain stuff. And we've all been there, right? We've all thought that we had something and we wanted to, you know, withhold its integrity, keep it to the standings that we believe it is. But sometimes we're wrong. And this guy was wrong. This guy, gal, I don't know who it was. But I was watching an Ebrietas fight from Bloodborne. And during this fight, this guy stands in front of Ebrietas and all she does is slam her head. And I know what this pattern is because I've had it myself. A nice little backstory. Back in the beginning of Bloodborne, there was a memory leak issue with the game, where if you played the game for large periods of time, the bosses would do one move repeatedly and nothing else. And I killed nearly every single boss in that game on my second run of the game with the memory leak. So I saw bosses doing shit they weren't supposed to do. You know, Bloodstarved Beast would just walk up to you and do the slow claw. And he'd do it on all three phases. That's all he would do. Ebrietas would repeatedly bang her head. Martyr Ligarius would just walk up to you and try and swing his scythe, and that's all he would do. And it was always the slow one as well. It was never the fast ones, always the slow one. Like, it was so consistently dumb, it was profound. And that is exactly what this guy has on his pattern. He has a memory leak Ebrietas, but he's defending it in the comments to these poor people that aren't having much success with his strategy. And it makes me wonder, did he ever go back and try it again? Because, admittedly, if you hook her belly, you can get her to do headbutts. But she'll also do other moves. She can kind of do what she wants, you know? That's the whole point of the game. The bosses do certain moves in certain ranges, but you're never quite sure which ones they're going to do, unless there's a very intentional trigger for them. And even then, it doesn't always work. Like, if you look at Pontiff Sylvain, if you stand to his sides, he has moves to swipe at you to try and get you away from those sides. And there are times when he doesn't do the one you want, even though that is a move that is designed to get you off of that particular part of him. So it's pretty interesting. Do I have to do this? There we go. That is everything now, right? But it's funny to see somebody defending it, no matter what the cost. Like, oh no, we need something else. Tinfoil, right? Oh, it's the rocket, my bad. Do I seriously need to bring the fucking... Jesus Christ, he can't climb in their own bed without assistance? What is this game? There we go. Wow, that might is real high, but our might is pretty high too, so that's not a problem. If you want to see a pretty funny moment, here, try climbing out the window. It is not the exit. Come on, Butters.
No use, new kid. When I'm grounded, there's no escape. Hey, what'd you make that for, new kid? Well, what do you think we should do? I know you'll think of something, new kid.
That being said, though, folks, there's no shame in beating a boss with a memory leak. It's not your fault. It's the game's fault. It's just selling that as a strategy that doesn't work is kind of rough.
What are you doing, new kid? Do you need to go to the bathroom?
And it'd be nice if you could get it to happen every time. Because if you could, it'd be fantastic, but you can't. But here is the fart introduction to Butters' particular minigame. And then when we go downstairs, we're going to have to fight Butters' dad. And it was pretty fun watching Darkside Phil play this section, because apparently he can't remember that Butters' dad goes into gay bars and wrestles with other men. Oh, we say wrestle, don't we? And there's a bunch of wrestling paraphernalia in his room and associated with him. And I don't think Phil remembers that, so he didn't understand all the wrestling references. But that's a really, really good episode, right? Everyone knows it's Butters. That's me.
But that's impossible. I grounded you.
So this fight's pretty tricky, guys. Pretty tricky indeed. We got to unground people for them to join us. We're going to start with Scott. Hopefully Scott can cause some chaos, pull some aggro.
Hey, only an adult has the
Even though he's all
authority to
fenced in now because he's got fucking Wendy and me in his face, which is really annoying. But you know, he can move decent distances, so he's not doing too bad. We'll do this to get some shield, just in case he gets punched. And then from here he's going to hopefully pull aggro, pull some damage. But I want to stop everything this guy's doing. But I'm not going to be able to punch him, because I'm not in the right distance to do it, which is unfortunate. Can you imagine if you could unground them? That'd be nice, right? But you can't. I want to do this though, before I start ungrounding any more people. This guy needs to get gross out on him so we can start dealing some damage. I also want him slowed. There we go. So he's now slowed. And he's grossed out and he's going to come and punch Scott, which is good, that's what we want. This is all perfect right now. Now he's going to set down the grounding trap. There's the gross out, doing all the damage that we need. And I'm going to fart on him again. And then Scott's going to knock him away and get his shield back. And then between the both of us, we're going to just keep doing this until I can get Wendy out. And hopefully it'll be enough to fuck him up. $75 damage. Interesting, it does more to them than it does to me. Here he comes with a punch on Scott, but Scott can take it because Scott's a beast. And he's... There we go. So now I can open up her. There's the gross out. Yeah, don't worry. Oh my god, I don't have the fucking range. Are you kidding me? What a nightmare.
This is what happens when children aren't disciplined at home.
Captain Guy, baby, prepare to strike.
Not enough. I don't mind if Scott gets
And that really hurt. My friends are watching.
grounded, but luckily enough, it looked like it wouldn't happen, right? So let's make it not happen, thanks to the power of the time fart. And then we'll get in here, and we'll slap a bitch in the side. There we go. Nice bit of damage. And then with me, I can unfreeze her. She can debuff the dad, and then we can do even more damage. So this is all about making good decisions, this one. Because it goes bad really quickly, as you can imagine. Phone destroyer his ass.
For public scrutiny and ridicule.
Right. And then we'll move Scott down here. Scott still has armor, so I'm not really worried about him. The dad's gonna get grossed out.
Just accept that you're grounded.
And he's gonna go and punch Wendy. Interesting.
That ought to knock some manners into you.
And then he drops a big grounding field on us.
I'm sure I'm sorry about this, fellas.
Brr.
Now you're gonna get it.
But I can't do any of the stuff I wanted to do, so let's do this. This guy has a lot of HP.
Real nice one, new kid. I'm about ready to detonate.
I'm gonna move her down here. It's interesting that it says that the weakness is going to be on them for 3 turns, and then it's off them already. I don't really understand that. I do it every turn, so it doesn't really bother me, but... You see how it says there? 3 turns of weakened state? And then we're going to do this, get our armor up, and hopefully get out of the grounded zone. We might even be able to push the grounded zone away from where my man is. Maybe not. So we're going to take 50 damage, I believe. And then he's going to come and punch somebody. And he punches Scott, who is exactly what we want him to punch. And there he goes. So because we've lasted so long, everything is grounding now. So this is where we want to do all the damage we can do. So I'm going to fart on him for the gross out.
I like your style, new kid.
This feels like a good time for a mobbing.
Let's see how much that does, why not? Pokemon girl!
Coco kind of kicks ass, you guys.
Aw, thanks, Butters.
Yeah, that's not as much damage as I was hoping for.
Professor Chaos. You give me strength.
And then with this guy, we'll do the big punch.
Yeah. Punching for great yes, you.
And then we'll stop this shit and slap him about a bit. And we should win by the end of this turn, now that we've got everything lining up correctly.
Glad to be working with you, new kid.
And if we don't, we'll make sure we... Because that does 100 damage guaranteed, right? He already has Gross Heart on him, so I might as well burn his ass.
Well done, butthole.
That's every status effect now.
Hashtag my turn. No password is too
Yeah, there's no way he's
complex.
surviving this turn.
We couldn't have done it without
And there we
you.
go.
Damn it, Butters, you're
That is actually a pretty tricky fight. It can go wrong really quickly.
But I don't feel grounded.
But we got it.
I'm not grounded. I'm ungroundable.
No. 1979 men's underwear catalogue, you see? All these little gags towards his dad.
I gotta get out of here before
Not
my
exactly
dad
subtle,
regains
but
consciousness.
easily missed, I guess, by some folk. Okay.
Phew. We must go now and infiltrate the Freedom Pals base. Meet me outside the Freedom Pals School for the Gifted and Talented.
Okay, time to infiltrate Freedom Pals. Which is just Token's house.
Hey, new kid, where to?
It says it's 350, which shouldn't be too bad, right? There's really nowhere to warp to up there. I'm certain that there's... I must have missed
Doing
something.
this or what?
So let's do up here, and we'll go past Raisins. The Raisins alleyway. I've been wondering a few things, alright. You know when you do a challenge run of something? I don't know if you're a challenge runner yourself, or if you've got a friend who does it, or if you like watching them but you don't like doing them, or whatever it may be. Do you understand the concept of doing a challenge run and then like leaving out the most challenging part of it? I find that to be very strange. I can understand if the challenge is so ridiculous that maybe you just want to do everything but that, but to me, the most impressive part, and the part that everybody gives a shit about, is the part that has the reputation, right? And I've noticed something with the God of War pain runners. People who do the pain runs of God of War 1.
That's the part.
Nobody does the Kratos clones. And the clones is the hardest part of the game by far. It's one of those moments where everything has to go perfectly, including your play, for you to win. And if it doesn't, you will lose every time. It's an incredibly difficult, incredibly demanding section. And Shinobi was doing that shit repeatedly back in the day, back in like 2007. So I don't understand people now, 10 years later, doing these challenge runs and then not doing the moment that is legendary for being difficult. Like, what's the point in running challenge if you're going to avoid the bit that everybody can't do? Like, to me, that's the only bit I'd give a shit about. All the other stuff means nothing. But doing that part, that's what it's all about. And I noticed that a lot of people do up to Hades, and that's it. And I wondered why. Like, I don't get that. It's one of those things I don't understand. And don't get me wrong, you know, nobody likes suffering, and the suffering that it takes to do things really, really difficult.
Looks like you died from nothing.
What the fuck? It didn't even do the thing. I didn't know that could happen. I'm holding down on the analogs. It wasn't doing anything. Weird. So I now have a dead gerbil up my ass. That's good. You crossed the battle line. So now we get to play with Freedom Pals, which is actually a bit of a problem because they're not as good, in my opinion, as the team I was just using. But they still make up, so it's not a problem. Meet Mitch Connor in Soda Sopa. Oh, so this is an ambush by ninjas. Not to worry though. It's not an easy fight by any means, but we've been doing okay so far. Kenny's really good because even when he dies, he can still fight. It's really difficult to kill Tupperware. Tweak can freeze people. And of course Stan can heal and hit awkward angles, so... You can fight that cop, right? You can fight that cop. And that's the thing that... I should have hit a long time ago, but apparently did not. Yeah, we'll warp to the house and we'll move to the right. I wonder if we can meet Gerald doing this, or you might need the human kite to do that. Because he comes in the heavy metal plane and drops bombs, which is awesome. I had a ghost from past YouTube as well last night. A buddy of mine started making videos a couple months after I did, inspired by me. And he made a walkthrough for Duke Nukem. He made a walkthrough for Deus Ex Human Revolution. And then he started making a walkthrough for Gears of War 3, but he never finished it. And then he didn't upload at all. He stopped uploading and his channel completely died. He was going to be the first channel on YouTube that I advertised to try and give him a leg up, you know, once I had some subscribers, and then he just kind of stopped doing it before that happened. And I've not seen this friend in a long time, so it's nice to know that he's not dead, because I haven't been able to see him or get in contact with him for a while, because he's never been on Xbox. Normally we used to hook up via the console and everything. And he released videos in March, 2 videos to be exact, for Resident Evil 7. And it was just one of those weird moments of being like, oh my god, his channel has videos on it again. I wonder if he's going to start doing it. And then that was a few months ago, so maybe he's stopped, but a very interesting thing, that. I wonder where his channel would have been if he'd have kept doing it up to this point.
Tool shed.
I'm here.
The fuck, ninjas? Why?
Please prepare for authentic shinobi action, please. 준비하라. Ninja instincts awaken. Ow! Just wait till I cut you with ninja sword. Very sharp, very authentic. Ow! You test my reserves.
I got 5 bars and a full battery. Let's dance. Super dots.
You kids have no goddamn honor. Get over here.
Hell yeah, teamwork.
You kids want to learn authentic ninja moves? After I...
There we go. Give the damage to the guy who can take it. That is exactly what we want.
Ah! Where are my goddamn shitty ninjas to defend me?
We got fucking drilled.
Call girl heeds the call. hall.
It's coming right for us.
Thanks, Uncle Jimbo.
Attack maneuver initialized. Gotcha.
You're up to bat, new kid. Yeah, let's fuck these guys up. Time to DIY some justice.
It's unfortunate, but I can't heal Tupperware, so instead I'm going to back off and I'm going to swap places.
Just a fresh wound.
The flash mob is just a tweet away. Bring it.
So him at the bottom's in the awkward position, so I don't need to worry about him, I don't
You're gonna hate
think.
me for this.
Phone destroyer.
Coverback is coming online.
There we go.
Over here.
Thanks, dude.
Ninja action 준비.
Of course he can reach. Why would he not be able to reach, right?
Go, butthole.
That was obviously how that was going to work. Ah.
All right.
I'm ready to break out the heavy equipment, guys.
So we know that these guys do the spin slash, and the spin slash is incredibly damaging. But it works on a plus sign. So if you stay off the plus sign, they can't do it, right? Well, they can only do it to one. You can't give them a right angle. If you give them a right angle,
I'm about ready to detonate some social media accounts.
that's how they fuck you up. I can't see the damage it's gonna do. Screen! Fucking look that way! Garbage. So he's gonna be next. And we can stop his turn.
Honing in on the signal.
You dishonor me.
Which is gonna let me do this. And then I'm gonna get in there and smack this guy around, because this guy's weakened, so it should do 50. So 3 punches should kill him. And I can go and maybe smack the other guy. Yeah. And that's gonna get the summoners to turn up, which is fucking annoying. It shouldn't have worked like that. But it did. So there's no point. No point getting too pissed off. And they're already getting a turn. Which is enough to be pissed off about. So we need to get rid of the spin slash guy. That's not a problem because we still have Moses. This is a problem because now we have another fucking red. Which is really frustrating. There's nothing I can do to stop him doing his next turn. But the shuriken ninjas are the least dangerous ones.
닌자 파워는 멈출 수 없다. 슈퍼 닌자 공법 준비.
Time to show off my tool set.
This is amazingly bad right now. This is bad in so many ways. And that's exactly what I said I weren't going to do. I stand there, I give him a right angle, so I can't do it. And he gets to strike after this. Oh, let's use Moses.
아, 얘네들 재미없냐?
It's going okay. It's still a failed run, you can just tell. This is not skill now, this is just luck. It's sinking a bunch of hours to get this ship done. It's really annoying. But that's what challenge runs are sometimes. It's not always the most skillful who wins, it's the person who bangs his head against it the fucking longest.
Somebody call for call girl.
Can we get rid of you? No, we still can't kill that guy. This is so depressing. But maybe when he summons something on the next turn, which he's not gonna, he's gonna throw a shuriken the next turn. The bleed will kill him.
Stage just got 1,000 times worse.
닌자들 빨라.
Oh, and I gave him a right angle. Shit.
Executing combat protocol.
It wasn't, you know, the worst case scenario, but it was still pretty rough.
Engage. Temper tornado.
My body is strong.
And they're all going for Tupperware now, which is to be expected. He is the guy you want them to go for, though, so I don't really mind.
You got this, butthole.
And I get to do this on this guy, and it doesn't do half the damage I thought it would do. I was expecting way more damage than that.
Trial begins.
And we're going to get our presence blessed by another shinobi. Just in case you were missing them. Here comes another one.
Predator finds its prey. Beware the tiger.
Did it kill him? Oh no, he didn't. Oh, there must be a limit. So there is a god, after all. Who knew? That there is a limit to the dog shittery. I need to hit this guy. He just needs to stop.
아, 진짜로 때리네.
Time to take out the trolls.
So I'm going to stand there so I don't give him the opportunity to hit two fucking people. But that stops my ability to hit the person I want to hit. So, let's smack this bitch in the face.
Ninja speed.
Slow him down a bit. He's going to then kill Wendy.
닌자 공격 자세
Yeah.
준비 완료.
Oh no, she survived! You genius, Wendy. That is amazing. I have no idea why or how, but I'm so glad that that happened. I can knock him back. I can knock him back. I can drop a gun. We've used all our summons.
Enter the eye of the storm.
God, I wish I could hit more than just one. Oh shit, and that really helps. I don't know why I was tapping A then. Old habits die hard, I guess. Unless you kick them. Multiplayers. Wow, why are we surviving these hits? I wish it was like that every time. So that was really good. Tupperware just enabled us to take an extra hit, which is really, really good. In spite of the situation is still
Freedom Power Coon Friend.
really
You're
fucking
so
dire.
you kid.
So he still won't die. That would be super good, but I need to do this to get rid of him. Because if I don't, he's going to summon. Probably. Maybe we're still at the limit, I can't quite tell. But this gives me invisibility afterwards as well, which is nice. And then maybe I'll get a fart back,
Lord, wrecked him.
and then I'll be able to do something. So everybody
Let's do this.
is kind of weak, right? He is weaker still. Awesome.
Laser drills. It's high noon somewhere in the world.
It certainly is, Stan.
Signals. We
This guy has incredible range, but so do we. Question is, if I move forward, can I hit the guy at the furthest back? I can't. They're all kind of weak though, right? I think I should go for him. This is as close to a good run as ever I saw one. Bearing in mind, in the first 30 minutes of trying to do this, I got to the end and the game crashed. I just want to reinforce that that happened. That actually happened. Not making that up. That happened. That'll kill him and knock him into that guy. That could be good. That'll hit them both for decent damage. Let's focus on getting rid. Eat my big fat black dick.
Yeah, this ain't over yet.
That guy's gonna kill me, I guess. And he's gonna... Is he gonna bleed or anything? No, he's not.
Here we go.
Not to worry though, because I can do that. And how much life does he have? He doesn't have that much. So I'm gonna do that to be safe.
Okay, let's swing.
Get fucked.
Yeah, this isn't over.
And then with Wendy,
call girl down.
we're gonna do that. And then hopefully, whatever this guy does next, I can kill him the turn after, because if I can't, I'm in trouble. He can't reach us, right? Oh, we fucking did it. Eat my ass. Eat all of my ass. Eat my balls and my ass in a glorious fruit ball. Fuck you. That fight is garbage. That is broken, stupid garbage. Utter shit. It's not balanced, it's not fun, it's horrendous. I'm probably going to have to put post-commentary on that because I just didn't talk. That's how shit that fight is. Fuck you, whoever thought making that fight was a good idea. Why do they have so much range? Why do they have so much damage? Why does everything they do cause bleed? Why can those people infinitely spawn fucking dudes and you can't stop them outside of freezing them or farting? What a nightmare. But you guys are going to be reviving, you guys are going to be using healing items, and you're going to have no trouble there, and it's all going to be really good. But that was a fucking nightmare.
I remember. I loved that. Remember Steady Alpha 5? Oh, yeah, I remember that.
A nightmare.